Hey guys, there was a time where I didn't even want somebody to ask me to question my position on remarriage and divorce, or just my position on remarriage. Um, and I didn't really want to do a video on it. I didn't want to address it. I don't want to be wrong about it, because if I come on here and teach that it's okay to remarry, that, that's a heresy if I'm wrong. I don't want to go to hell or get judged or whatever because I taught this wrong. And on the other side of it, if I teach that it's not okay, then to leave somebody people bound, and open to loneliness and spirit loneliness, and when God intends them to be with a wife, to be with a partner, and I'm promoting bondage by what I say. But now, one thing that I won't stand for is people misusing the Bible and reading one verse or two verses, not the whole chapter, and cover some misconceptions about this doctrine that people use to condemn remarriage. Or even to allow it. Now, let's go to Matthew. Let's go to now. Let's really read the scripture in Matthew 5. Now, in verse 31 it says, it hath been said by them of old time, that whosoever shall put his way his wife, let him give her a writing on divorcement, because God's against the remarrige code, what it's called, the imputation, because it does violence. The putting away does violence, because you can put your away, you can impudate them 3 times, divorce with your mouth 3 times, but then catch them with another woman, give a spirit of jealousy, and then tell and say, oh, Lord, if this is my wife, they cheat on me, and then I listen, and then I listen to the woman, I listen to the man over the woman, and the woman gets stoned. To the putting away does violence, or the Hobanachi code, or whatever it's called. Wait, I'm saying it wrong. Something. It's all the law before the old covenant, or whatever it was. Did violence. No, let's read. But I say unto you that whosoever shall put away his wife, saving for the cause of fornication, committeth adultery. Now, notice the word porneia in the Greek. Fornication is done outside of marriage. It's not done inside of marriage. The penalty for fornication wasn't to be put away. The penalty of fornication was the penalty of adultery wasn't to be put away. It was to be stoned. That would make no sense. So, it only makes sense. Or way I can explain it, or heard it explained, is like this was in the middle of what the Jews would call a betrothal, before marriage, and you'd find out that the person committed fornication on you when you inside of marriage. Or even when God doesn't condone it, and she's still with you in a sense, you commit adultery. You cause her to commit adultery because she's gonna go, when she goes and lusts after another man, when she gets tempted, you'll be the cause, because if you didn't put her away, she wouldn't have committed adultery, so you have some influence in it that you caused her to commit adultery. So this is not given an option for divorce. This doesn't fit your strict almost no divorce doctrine either. This I'm gonna two interpretations to this verse. Either she's with you in a sense, she joined in a betrothal with you in a sense before God, and you put her away, and thus she's still with you in the eyes of God, and because you give influence by putting her away, and she goes and lusts at somebody else or whatever she does, you got a sexual encounter. You're the reason why she committed adultery, because she didn't. If you wouldn't have done that, she wouldn't have committed adultery in that sense. Or you found out I probably think this is wrong. Or whether wrong, even if this is wrong, or this is my two interpretations. Or you find out that she fornicated on you after marriage, and you put her away because the marriage wasn't sanctified before God. If we can even, so you put her away. She's not really divorced because she didn't follow through, and when she goes out and marries somebody else or whatever, or lusts after somebody, whatever she does, she commits adultery, and it's your fault because she didn't done it. And my first one probably more accurate. My second one probably is wrong. Now, so this doesn't work for you. If you don't use this for any divorce, any allowance for divorce, nor use this for your condemning remarriage or whatever. Put away is these differently than divorce. The Israelites went out and married married unclean wives from outside of the unclean wives. And God didn't say, I'm going to divorce me. God said, put them away. And then they weren't really married before God. They weren't really married. So if man doesn't put it together, another point I like to make, if God Himself doesn't ordain the marriage, but you and your wife, your so-called wife, ordains the marriage, how is it even considered a marriage? Isn't it considered fornication? Aren't you? Isn't it considered fornication? Maybe for legal, marriage is a divine decree, not a man decree. Marriage is symbolic of the relationship between God and the Son. Between the Father, it's a relationship between the Father and Jesus. And we'll get on. So it has some meaning to it. It has a meaning to it. So if God doesn't put it together, it's not really a marriage under God. Therefore, you can't use what Jesus said. Yes, in the beginning it was not so. Marriage was purposed to be forever. And what God had joined together, no man clock asunder. What God had joined together, then I can't even clock it asunder. You ain't married. Before God. In God's personal, solid ordainship. Ordaining. You weren't even married in that. If we consider God personally saying you're married and saying this is your wife, this is who I want you with, this is who I ordained you with, you're not even married. As in, God didn't ordain it together, you ordained it together. Man ordained it, not God. Mm-mm. I've got another verse to cover. Whosoever putteth away his wife, and marrieth another, committeth adultery. And whosoever marrieth her that is put away from her husband, committeth adultery. Now why? They were not divorced. That doesn't work. Biblically, the word put away, and is it historically? Put away, is it historically? The word put away is not divorce. Doesn't work, guys. If you're condemning divorce, or it doesn't really solidly 100% historically and biblically, without any true debatable work for you that condemn remarriage with this verse. Let me do part 2, guys. Be blessed in the name of Jesus Christ.